Are you ready to go back to Columbia? Huh? Are you ready to go back to Columbia? Your poor coronavirus haircut that your mama gave you. Not such a good job this time. Look at those feet. Ay, ay, ay. Bobo, hello. Look at your face. I know. Hide your head in shame. Pitiful. You ready for a car ride? Okay. Okay, so we are headed back to Columbia. I am filming this about 7 o'clock on, what is today? Thursday morning. And today the prompt is lacrosse. So I'm cutting out a definition of lacrosse. One of my favorite things to do is a dictionary definition. But never fear, this takes a turn differently. So lacrosse. I really don't know how I'm going to work this in, but it's okay. That's okay. I'm not, the point of it is not to figure out ahead of time how to do it. It's to let the paper tell you how to do it. Right? Right? Yes. Right. That's how I like to do journaling, is let the paper lead the way. So until I figure out, till the paper figure out what it wants to do, I am going to stamp in my number 3. Um, so yes, we left this morning to come back to Columbia. I am back home. Oh boy, um, there was some traffic, but not very much. So far I have this little envelope, and I'm like, okay, let's do a pocket and a tag. Now I don't do many of these that kind of stuff in my journal. And until I get home, which I am now, I haven't stapled all this stuff together, so things are flopping everywhere. But that's okay. So I'm going to use the front half of that envelope and use it as a pocket and decorate it and keep it as a tag. Now, that little piece of notebook, not notebook, that's Kelly Perky Traveler's Journal paper from a paper kit from months ago, a year ago, whenever, um, is not going to end up as part of this. And I only want to do the first half because I want to have the tag be inside, and for some reason it's just saying that's what it wants to do. It's just the first half of the envelope, because the other half will be in another part of the journal when I get them all stapled together. So, and watch carefully because I lost the lid to my glue and I never did find it before I left. It's crazy. I don't know where it went. I had to unpack everything and repack and unpack and repack. So anyhow, I'm trying to get this slightly centered, this book page. And, yeah, the best laid plans, not always the best for me. So I'm cutting off the margins because I didn't want any blank spaces. I'm going to fold this over as far as it'll go. And the fact that it doesn't cover the entire half of that envelope doesn't bother me in the slightest. Um, and as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, should I do another, like, pick out the words and let the page journal for you, however that, whatever that's called, um, found words, poems, or found word poetry, or found word journaling. And I thought, well, let's just see what kind of words we come up with. So I came up with some words, and this journal is taking a whole nother avenue. I was trying to poke a hole in the top so you could tell that it was a slide, but that hole puncher and I, which is brand new, have not gotten along since the beginning of its life with me. Anybody got any suggestions? I've used foil, I've done everything. It will not cut. See, it won't cut. It just gets hung up, and I argue with it, and I play with it, and I argue with it, and I fuss at it, and it still won't cut. So I end up just using scissors to trim that semicircle to let it know that there's a journal card in there. And this is where I start thinking, if I'm going to let the words on the page give me a little bit of poetry, or whatever you want to call that, found words. And I'm lining my little pocket here so it's colorful, because God forbid we don't have any color. And I ended up cutting all my edges because tearing it makes a little bit of noise, and my husband is still, there's the lid. Where did the lid go when I went to put it back on? I cannot find that lid anywhere. Anyhow, the tearing it will wake up my husband. Now, granted, he has a hearing aid and can't hear me talking to him when I'm sitting next to him, but he can hear me tear this piece of paper in the closet. So I found some found words, and one is, oh gosh, now I don't have it here. It's Ireland, and then it says to India. So my lacrosse team is going to be traveling from Ireland to India throughout this journal. That's going to be an underlying theme while still using the prompts that I assigned myself. And on the back, they did a little thing from London to um, Madras, so which is in India. So I am excited. That got me all jazzed. So my lacrosse team that I'm working with this journal on is traveling to India from Ireland. That's the underlying theme, as well as the prompts that I'm using also. So see, I love how these things can work. The paper told me all this, and it gave me new possibilities for this journal. And again, please don't anybody think I'm doing taking light of the situation, because it's tragic, and it's really tragic in the United States because we have no leadership here at all. Um, so it's tragic. I hope everybody is well and doesn't get sick or recovers if they do. Um, it's just awful. I won't let my husband go see our granddaughter because she continues to play with children in the neighborhood, and they're all visiting each other and thinking it's grand. And he's of an age that's tender. He is healthy, but I won't let him. And I know he's going through withdrawals without seeing her, and I miss her too. I tell her he can FaceTime her as many times a day as he wants, but he's not going over there. Especially now that we're back in Columbia, I have to watch him like a hawk. Anyhow, uh, I found that ribbon from Christmas in a little box under my art table here, so I'm using that. And I'd already thought this is kind of how I wanted to journal this page, is what I'm getting ready to do. I had no idea I was going to put all that book text on there and let the book text lead me down another road, but I am. So I'm reiterating London or Ireland to India and London to Madras in India um, on this little tag. And these stickers, I do not remember where I got these from. They're here, so I'm thinking maybe like a Tuesday morning or something. Oh, you know what? We had a we had a craft store close here. AC Moore closed, and I think I found this stuff on clearance. So I was gonna put use that airplane stamp on that little sheet right there, and then I changed my mind. I wanted to do a heart, or no, go. Go is on that little block there that I'm stamping now. So yep, so I'm kind of decorating this as a travel theme now that I know I'm going someplace, because we can't go anywhere right now. So I'm gonna make up a trip. I have done this before. When you can't go anywhere, make it up. And the R has a little bit of a block that you can raise yourself up or raise the sticker up, whatever you call those things. And I couldn't get it off, so I'm going to color over it with a marker and try to blend it in more. So I like this, and I'm jazzed about this lacrosse team that I'm taking to India from Ireland. Um, in the middle of my Red Cross journey, Red Cross journal. Now I don't know how this is all going to work, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun and light and distracting and therapeutic, which is my entire goal only. I'm just looking through this little bin of stuff, and I think I find a globe that I've stamped on something. So I'm going to put that on that little tag too. But the back part is the main emphasis of the whole entire uh, prompt today, and I haven't even gotten there yet. But I had this. I woke up in the middle of the night, as one does, and um, thought, "Oh, I could do that." After doing all that jelly plate printing yesterday, and folding it in half like Carolyn Doobie did, I thought, oh, remember when we were kids and we wrote our name and then folded it in half and got a double exposure of your name? I'm going to do that with the word lacrosse. So I got out some paint and uh, attempted to do this. And guess what? It didn't work. I did it wrong. And I thought that was a paint brush, but it's not. It's some kind of like rubber tip. I don't even know where I got that thing from. So I get into a Jane Davenport paintbrush, and I'm writing lacrosse, which I thought I had enough paint. There's two things going wrong here, if you can tell. Um, I think this paint is, I don't know if it dried too fast or what the deal was. But I thought it was juicy enough that it would fold over okay and transfer to the other side. But it really didn't do a very good job. But there's also something else wrong. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. See, it didn't do it enough. And then I drop it all over my glue stick because, oh, yo, yo. So I'm kind of trying to just fill in where it didn't come across. In lacrosse, how about that? I'm so funny. And I don't even know if I did it right, but that's okay. It's good enough. I just wanted it to be uh, a design element, not exact spelling. And if you'll notice also, it's too long for my tag. Yes, somebody in this issue here, somebody in this art journaling room didn't measure as usual. So I'm thinking, how am I going to make this work? Well, since I wasn't happy that it didn't turn out perfectly with the folding in half, I decided to do it again. This time, perhaps, maybe do it at the right length and maybe more water. Um, so I'm going to attempt to tear this without making too much noise and won't wake up my husband. Um, I don't know what this method is called. We used to do these when we were kids. I mean, little kids. I remember writing my name and folding it in half. Anyhow, okay, so I used a lot more water this time and only did a couple letters at a time, and it still doesn't work. I don't know. But in the end, I'm okay with how this one turned out. Um, and it's just a design element and cool and using the word lacrosse. And now that I know that I'm taking this lacrosse team to India, um, that's more exciting than getting the word right. Anyhow, so I know it'll fit on my card because I already measured it, and I'm going to glue it down. This is about where I discovered that I've lost the lid to my glue stick. Lord knows where it is. There's hardly any left. I was down to the dregs. So if I don't find it by the time I get back, well, it'll be dry. But I can cut off the tip of the glue stick. But really and truly, I don't know if there's that much left to even cut off the tip. And I'm adding green because it just was speaking to me. I want green. So there. I put that on the back. And I do one other element, which now I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. So in that dictionary thing from the Children's Dictionary, the definition, there was a history of the word lacrosse, which is a Native American, not Native American, Native Canadian word about, or Native indigenous tribe that means net on a long stick or something like that. So this is me looking for the lid to my glue stick. And I'm going to stick that in there and call it a day, call it complete, put my number 3 on there, out of the way of my journaling that showed up, and stick it back in my journal. And now that I'm home, I can use my long arm stapler and put all this together, and I won't have all this flip flopping stuff everywhere. So thanks for watching. Everybody stay safe, stay smart, and stay kind. Um, it's tragic, tragic. Thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. -1 glue stick.